Mr. Van Orden, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I deeply appreciate the opportunity to come here and speak in this rather fancy room. I'll give it to you. I'm on the Agriculture Committee, VA Committee, and also on Armed Services, and it's wonderful to be here. And I'd like to thank all the distinguished members for having me here today. As we're discussing the upcoming reconciliation package and the expiration of various tax provisions at the end of the fiscal year, I'm here today to emphasize 3 key points that must be included in this package. First is the no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and the extension of President Trump's Tax Cuts and Jobs Acts, or the TCJA. I have been supporting myself financially since I was 16 years old. I joined the Navy at 18. In those intervening years, I worked in the hospitality industry in restaurants, and as a young man, a teenager, having to pay this tax bill on my tips that would come in every day was very disconcerting, and it made life very, very difficult. Our service workers and people that are depending on these tips oftentimes are not recognized, and they need to be so recognized, and we have to understand the dignity of labor and getting them to stay in these critical fields. So I very, very strongly support the no tax on tips. Our seniors built this nation. They're responsible for the building that we're sitting in, they're responsible for the freedoms that we enjoy, and they must be respected as so. To have our seniors being concerned that their Social Security benefits are being taxed and making it more difficult for them to live is simply unacceptable. So I stand very strongly in support, and I was very happy to co-sponsor the Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Act last Congress, and I'll be doing so again this Congress, and hopefully we will get this into the reconciliation package so that our seniors can live a little bit easier in this tough economy. And finally, we need to extend the historic tax cuts that were put in place by President Trump in 2017. These tax cuts were responsible for the incredibly strong economy we saw under President Trump's first term. Provisions such as the reduction of individual income taxes and the expansion of the standard deduction have provided significant relief to Wisconsin families. Letting them expire would be a huge hit to the working class Wisconsinites that I represent in my district. Moreover, measures like the 1099-A deduction have played an essential role in enabling small and medium-sized businesses to achieve greater tax equity or equality with larger corporations, and by eliminating this deduction, it would jeopardize over 2.5 million jobs. I realize there's been a lot of conversations about the cost of these extensions, but I urge my colleagues here to be cautious by following the CBO's advice. The Congressional Budget Office has consistently proven to be inaccurate in their estimates, so I want to make sure that everybody understands that let's go into this with our eyes wide open and really look at the CBO's estimates and take them for what they are, which is nearly useless. Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, the policies I've outlined today, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and the extension of President Trump's TCJA are essential to safeguarding the financial security of families in Wisconsin and across this country. These measures will support hardworking Americans, alleviate the burden of inflation, and continue the economic momentum that we're starting to build under President Trump's second term. With that, I yield back.